This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
New tonight, progress for prosecutors in St. Louis 6 weeks after a new circuit attorney took office. He tells us thousands of backlog cases have been cleared. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Gabe Gore says he's cleared that backlog by hiring additional staff, but there's still a lot of work to be done. 5 on your side's Christine Byers joins us live from the courthouse where Gore outlined the progress he's been making since taking office. Christine.
Mike and Kelly, now that Gabe Gore has had 6 weeks to really get into the weeds at the circuit attorney's office, I asked him today if it was in worse condition than he ever imagined. He paused and he chose his words carefully, and he said that it was an office in distress. Now he's using the word stabilized to describe the office. Missouri Governor Mike Parson appointed Gabe Gore to replace Kim Gardner June 1st. Gardner resigned under mounting pressure and criticism that she was not fulfilling her duties as the city's top prosecutor.
The office, when I took over, was a law office that was in distress.
Gore says at full strength, the office should have 60 attorneys.
When I was sworn in, we had 21 attorneys who were trial staff.
Now?
We've added to that trial staff considerably through the hiring of 14 former prosecutors.
The warrant office where police go to apply for charges wasn't even open. That led to a backup of about 4,500 cases that hadn't even been reviewed.
We've reduced that backlog from 4,500 to approximately 2,000.
And help continues to be on the way from surrounding prosecutors in St. Louis, St. Charles, and Franklin counties, as well as the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Attorney General.
And with the help of local prosecutors coming down, helping us conduct that review, we hope that we're able to get through those additional 2,000 cases by the end of this year.
Gore added he's had successful meetings with Mayor Tashara Jones and Police Chief Robert Tracy, relationships that suffered during Gardner's administration.
So this is exactly the type of collaboration that I knew would be necessary for us to begin rebuilding the Circuit Attorney's Office, and I am happy to report that we have received it.
Looking ahead, Gore says there's much more work to be done.
I think we're at the point where we've stabilized things, but our attorneys are still carrying caseloads in terms of homicides, violent crimes, and even general felonies that are unsustainable.
Now, with the new hires, the total number of attorneys in the Circuit Attorney's Office is now close to 40. And Gabe Gore says he plans to hire between 3 and 5 additional attorneys in the coming weeks. He also says he's undecided on whether he will run for this office in next year's election. Live outside the courthouse, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Tonight, a second Northwoods police officer is behind bars in connection with a police brutality investigation. Northwoods officer Michael Hill was charged with second-degree kidnapping last night. He joins his supervisor Samuel Davis, who was arrested for assault, armed criminal action, and kidnapping. On July 4th, investigators say both officers arrested a man at Walgreens in Northwoods. They took the man to a remote area in Kinloch, and court documents say the officers pepper sprayed and beat him and then left him there. Mercedes McKay will have more on this story at 6. Tonight, Overland Police and the Major Case Squad need your help with information about a shooting that killed a man last night. Police arrived at a home on Baltimore Avenue in Overland around 11:30 last night. That is where police found a man believed to be in his 20s, shot multiple times. Police have not released his name and they have not arrested anyone. If you have information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number, 866-371-TIPS. You will remain anonymous.
Now to a live look over downtown St. Louis. Skies cloudy right now, but calm after some areas got thunderstorms overnight. And we may not be done with the storms quite yet. Meteorologist Jim Castillo is here with a look at our Weather First forecast. And Jim, are we expecting another round late tonight?
You know, some areas absolutely. So last night, to give you an idea, 2 to 4 inches fell from anywhere from southern Franklin County through Jeffco southward. That's where that focal point was. But look what happened around Kentucky, western portions of Kentucky, Cunningham to Mayfield. Mayfield in 2021 had that large tornado and now a flash flood emergency not too far away from Paducah. and up to 13 inches of rain fell. More for them tonight. Also Perry County, some areas around there, estimated rainfall reports 4 inches. And then a little closer to the metro here, southern portions of Jeffco and also into Franklin County, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, but then none around St. Louis last night, but it was close, and you could see that lightning from really downtown St. Louis looking south. Angie sent this in. DuQuoin, Illinois, almost 6 inches of rainfall. And then Jesse in DeSoto and Jefferson County had a flooded basement there. So severe weather potential, it's there tonight. It's isolated severe cells. We'll watch for that. Also at noon tomorrow, a cold front comes through with another chance of storms. I'll time it all out for you coming up. Kelly?
We'll see you then, Jim. We have continuing coverage tonight on the radioactive waste in our region. U.S. Senator Josh Hawley is pushing for a Senate hearing about the contamination caused by the government.
This is after recent reports reveal that the federal officials knew about the risks for decades but failed to warn the public. Our Justina Coronel joins us in studio with the latest. Justina?
Mike and Kelly, so just this morning, Senator Josh Hawley sent a letter to the Energy and Natural Resources Chairman urging for that committee hearing. Hawley tells me this is a chance for victims to come forward.
It's important for the community to be represented and seen. We are not dots on a map. We are people.
Throughout the St. Louis region, radioactive contamination has touched multiple parts and lives.
I think the other thing is that we're seeing today for the first time. For so long, we've talked about individual sites, right, that have had Manhattan Project waste in St. Louis, Weldon, Westlake, Coldwater, downtown. We're all one site today.
Dawn Chapman, co-founder of the group Just Moms, first got involved in 2013. Her purpose then is the same now, to have the government clean up and compensate their communities.
I don't want to have to beat up on a government agency, but I think they know now that after 10 years, we will do it if we have to, but don't make us go through any more.
Recent reports revealed decades of documents of the government downplaying and ignoring risk of the radioactive waste in the St. Louis region.
This is one of the biggest disasters caused by the federal government in American history.
This causing U.S. Senator Josh Hawley to make moves. He flew down recently to visit the cleanup sites in St. Louis, and now he's urging for a Senate committee hearing.
To hear from the victims in the St. Louis region of the federal government's contamination. The government lied about it. The government should make it right.
Chapman believes this is a chance to take their campaign to the country's capital.
It's really important that when this happens, people get a chance to talk and show that they're real people that this has impacted. I cannot wait to see members of Congress ask our Department of Energy about these documents under oath and really put them in the hot seat for once. We've been in the hot seat for decades here in St. Louis.
Senator Hawley tells me he is currently working on a piece of legislation and will introduce it as soon as possible. The plan is to pay for medical costs and compensation for victims.
Remembering 17 people killed in a tour boat crash in Branson. The new legislation to make the duck boats they were in safer.
Property tax relief on hold. Why the St. Louis County Council rejected a proposal to help seniors.